Well, it's time for me to tinker again. Let's see what's on the docket today. Good, very good. Yes. You, my beauty. Recovered from the eastern swamps, I hear, dredged out of a sealed container. Who knows? Whatever it is, let's see what we can make of you. Southern swamps, covered... Rectangular device. Some symbols and signs on front need to be translated. Very good. Well, let's get to examining and pulling you apart, huh? It's not that I mind the process of being down here for so long, really. Truly, I do enjoy it. Truly, I do enjoy the process of being down here and working with the old artifacts. For 5 hours on blessed days. I mean, I could be out breaking my back in the monastery garden, after all. I could have it a lot worse. But you would have thought someone would have taken the time to clean up the place. Hundreds of centuries of salvaged things down here, and most of it is old media, and almost nobody has taken any care in organizing or putting it away. Mediactus, the media of the before times. Is there anything like it? If there is, I haven't found it. Before the Reclamation, before the Dark Times, before the Elemental Wars, even the fabled 19 Crow Plagues, people of the old world, they made media to entertain themselves. And now, of course, to entertain me. Of course, now we have larger concerns these days. Poor care on this old wire. They really put a lot of fasteners in the back of this one here. They say that the peoples of the old worlds would sit about on their thrones, and they could enjoy whatever they wished. Time after time, again and again, oftentimes revisiting the same old things again and again and again. Now, of course, I'm lucky if I can get the same old video to work again. Come now, you. More screws in the top. This reminds me of a metallurgist's kit I once took apart. Alright. Yeah. There. Well, where to go from here? Well, best get started somewhere. Let's see, that wire connects to that central hub there. The ancient conundrum. Which wire to cut? And it appears that there are multiple. I long ago figured out the solution, though. The solution is to cut all of them. There. No danger now. I have enough dangers, honestly, these days, from goblins, bugborgs, basilisks, and fire ogres. They're providing more than enough entertainment for this monk these days. People in the past used to complain about how difficult they had it, at least according to the media that I have found. Now, of course, it's a much more difficult process, and we must make sure we are ready. Oh, come now. You must reveal your secrets to me somehow. The last one I opened up had a voice which told me what to do and where to go. Fire ogres again! Well, that's that sorted. Let's see somebody from 8,000 years ago face down a fire ogre, and then come talking to me. Oh, damn it, did I just reset my abacus? 100. No, was it 300? Yes, it's counting you. No. No, these were out. Yes. Almost exactly as I remember it. Yes, as I was saying, things were simpler back then. It is truly amazing what some people saw fit to make stories about. Like paperwork sorting, for example. Papers, please. It reminds me of my days working in the scriptorum, or perhaps even my time before I became a monk. You know what? Here, let me pull it up for you, and then I can demonstrate what I mean. In Papers, Please, the personal framing of the narrative brings you right into the dystopian world. Unless you process incredibly quickly and accurately, your meager pay from your labor lottery border check job is barely enough to keep your family fed, let alone obtain luxuries for them, which is a very hard decision later on when the opportunity arises to buy crayons for your son. You are regularly belittled and visited by officials who represent the arms of the government, and they are all cold, cruel, and abuse their power. You are at the bottom rung of a society which turns and devours itself out of sheer paranoia. Dystopias are so often done wrong or unsubtly. It's not that I dislike the story of 1984, but I admit that a few of its elements are not precisely in line. If I've learned anything from the study of many millennia of mediocritas, it is that controlling large populations for any meaningful amount of time is simply not worth the effort, even if it is possible. While information control is quite possible, there will always be dissenters, an element explored in Papers, Please by the option to aid the Ezek Order in toppling your own government. A very, very difficult and challenging affair, but in the end, it might succeed. Very similar to what happened 200 years ago to the Empire of the Mummy Lords, a very, very similar situation, but that's best not discussed here. The best dystopia I have ever seen was the animated series Psychopaths, which exists in a dystopia which is actually a fairly functional, violence-free utopia. It comes across as much more realistic, I should say, because the populace actually appears to be contented largely with the status quo, and that's an essential element to maintaining a stable form of government, and I never got that impression from 1984. But all empires rise and fall, even my own will someday, though don't let them hear me say that. The world exists only as an ever-changing moment, great waves of kingdoms and empires rising, cresting, and crashing upon the shore. Oh well. Quite durable. That would date this as coming from at least the 6th age. But I'd be hesitant to date it any earlier. Hasn't anybody ever heard of writing down where they found things? Oh, I hope that wasn't important. Despite all that, now that the new kingdoms of humanity have finally gained some traction and are retaking some land again, perhaps we will soon see an end to such oppression. But then again, perhaps not. Well, I'll say goodbye to you again, my friend. Evening chant is soon, and I mustn't be late. But I do so enjoy our little chats, and perhaps I will be back again soon.
Alleluia.